点，快乐童年。
The long-haired girl. A steep mountain, covered in rocks, a desert below. Once upon a time, there was a village. It did not rain for months and water was scarce. The villagers had to go far, far away to fetch water. They had very hard lives. There was a girl in the village whose hair was black, shiny, and long. Her hair was long enough to touch the floor, so everyone called her the long-haired girl. One day, the long-haired girl went off to the mountain to collect firewood. The trees and grasses on the mountain were burnt in the hot sun. She could see nothing but brushland. But strangely, halfway up the mountain, she found a big radish with green leaves on the rock wall.
Ah, how can this be here?
The long-haired girl climbed up to the rock wall, grabbed the leaves, and pulled out the big radish. Unexpectedly, clear spring water came out from the radish hole. The long-haired girl was very thirsty. She was so happy to see the clear water. She was about to drink when the radish flew back into the hole and blocked the spring. She tried hard to pull out the radish again. But as soon as she turned around, the radish flew back into the hole and blocked the spring again. While she was thinking, a gust of wind took her into a cave. There was a yellow, hairy monster in the cave.
You discovered the secret of my spring. If you tell anyone, I will kill you.
The yellow, hairy monster said. It then blew a gust of wind, and the wind took the long-haired girl down to the foot of the mountain. The long-haired girl went back home and began to think.
The land is too hot and dry for the crops to grow. People cannot survive this drought. If only I could tell everyone the secret about the spring. But the yellow hairy monster is too scary.
The long-haired girl had a sleepless night. Her black hair became white the next morning. She came up with an idea suddenly.
There is a spring on the mountain. There is a spring on the steep mountain. Put out the radish and let the spring flow down the mountain.
Villagers heard her words. They took chisels and hammers and followed her up to the mountain. The long-haired girl pulled out the radish and smashed it into pieces, so nothing could block the clear spring anymore. Villagers used their tools and made the hole bigger and bigger. The water was running down the mountain. When they were talking and laughing, a strong wind blew and the long-haired girl disappeared. Where is the long-haired girl? Where is the long-haired girl? The long-haired girl was blown into the cave again. She saw the yellow hairy monster with its red eyes and 2 rows of the sharp teeth.
Do you remember what I said?
Oh, of course I do. But for everyone to have water to drink, for the green crops in the fields, for the green trees on the mountain, I'm not afraid of anything.
The yellow hairy monster became even more angry.
You must lie under the rocky wall. Let the spring wash over you forever, forever!
I'm willing to take the punishment forever, but you have to let me go home and see my mother.
Okay. After you go back and see your mother, you must lie under the rocky wall. Or I will kill everyone in the village.
The yellow hairy monster blew the gust of the wind, and the wind took the long-haired girl down to the foot of the mountain again. The long-haired girl was about to go home. Suddenly, she heard someone call her. She looked back and saw an old man with green hair and green beard.
Long-haired girl. Long-haired girl. You're a good girl. You have saved everyone. I want to save you. Look, I made a stone figure of you. We can put it under the rocky wall to replace you.
The long-haired girl looked at the stone figure and found it looked exactly like her, except for her long hair.
But it doesn't have a long hair. Ah, I know.
She cut off her long hair and stuck it on the head of the stone figure. The old man put the stone figure under the rocky wall. The yellow hairy monster mistook it for the long-haired girl, so it didn't come out again. From then on, the steep mountain had green forests, and the desert turned into a plentiful farmland. What happened to the long-haired girl? When she got home, she felt her head itchy, and she had black, shiny, and long hair again before long.